Where would you see the company in 10 years? What's your vision for?
Yeah, that's a good question. Privately owned right now. I'm majority shareholder, but I would bring in partners. I would be open to, having a private equity backing.
What's the culture you're intentionally trying to build, and what's a no-go here at Simplending Financial?
Obviously, it's energy, positive energy, people just showing up with positive mindset. A few no-goes would be those energy vampires.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Simple Chat. Today we're switching things up a little bit and I'm going to be interviewing our CEO, Janine, as the intern. So cheers to that.
Cheers.
And so we can get started with the first question. So how would you describe leadership in one word?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would like to go to mindful. Because being a leader, you have to be very mindful of everyone around you, how you're showing up, your energy you're bringing into the office, because everyone kind of looks to you for guidance and to take lead. So being very mindful is what I try to incorporate within leadership.
I know I've seen that a lot the past few months. You're very big with energy and having a positive mindset. And I think I've taken those tools and that advice in my everyday life. So
love that.
I've enjoyed
You're
it.
a very positive person, so we'll miss that.
And then so who would be your dream podcast guest? Anyone in the world, dead or alive?
Ooh, I like that. As you guys know, I have two podcasts. One's like a personal, spiritual yoga podcast. It's called Blissful Beings. So I have so many mentors in that space, but I also have mentors in Simple Chat, real estate space. So to focus on real estate, I would say probably have to be a Grant Cardone type person. Anyone that's very big into social media and drawing attention that way, just because that's how I think I am. I'm very big with marketing, through social media channels and things like that. And, I have a big mindset with having our own community, having our own conference one day, doing SheFunds Academy and creating our own community around that. So, I would say Grant Cardone.
Yeah, that's a nice one. And kind of to go off of that, where I'm really excited about Simplending and your future, and I see a lot of big things coming to the company. Where would you see the company in 10 years? What's your vision for?
Yeah, that's a good question. Obviously it's privately owned right now. I'm majority shareholder, but I would bring in partners. I would be open to, having a private equity backing eventually and really expanding into different markets around the country. We are nationwide leaders. So being able to open new offices and just growing the firm. And obviously having SheFunds Academy kind of blow up to, an academy, knowing that we are, founded by a woman and, opening the door to more women in the finance sector to just learn about the industry, and maybe hold community conferences and things like that.
I love that. And then going back to the beginning of your career, what was your very first job and what did it teach you that you still use today?
Yeah, so my first job, at least within my career, because I was modeling and doing all sorts of things, but within my career, I did work for a family office in New York and I was a loan officer. So that was my first, foot into the door. And I loved it because I worked for a family office. So it was very niche and close and just like how we are here, you're able to sit next to the CEO and truly learn the business. So I had that experience, which was awesome.
I know. I also love that environment of everyone being very close to each other. You see everyone. You don't feel disengaged at all. So I love that. And what's the culture you're intentionally trying to build and what's a no-go here at Simplending Financial?
Yeah. So obviously it's energy, positive energy, people just showing up with positive mindset. A few no-goes would be those energy vampires, people that are constantly complaining and having a victim mentality. It's just not what we sign up for. People that naturally bring drama. That's not what I want to surround myself with. And I have a very close boundary of having that type of, mindset in this office. So.
Nice. And then kind of going back to the team, what's one thing you can tell everyone that they would be surprised to learn about our team? A fun fact maybe, or Something about our team dynamic that would be interesting?
Maybe just that we're just always very open-minded. We have a lot of free-flowing conversations on the floor. And we say, let's go a lot. And we ring a pink bell every time we get a deal in or we fund a deal. We all have a pink bell on our desk. So that's a fun little fact.
Yeah. And I love the team environment. Everyone's funny. Everyone's fun. And I do agree with the open-mindedness. And I think that sparks a lot of conversations that are interesting to be a part of.
I think it's important that like people can come to the office and just be their natural, authentic self. Like, I recall like when I first hired Sydney, she would go to conferences and kind of like want to be covered up and like be in long sleeve jackets or shirts and like not like show her tattoos. And then, you know, I remember the next conference after that, she was like in a sleeveless shirt and like was like tattooed out and like
it off.
Being more herself. And she got actually a ton of compliments on the tattoos. So like things like that, I just want people to truly be themselves because I think when you're authentically yourself and showing that expression, that's when you attract the right people around you, the right people are working with you, and you're not covering up to fit, you know, a special niche.
I love that. And what's something you learned from an intern or a junior employee that really surprised you? Doesn't have to be me, but
I think just like having you in the office and it's just like we can be in such a stress environment where like, you know, in the real estate industry, it's like time sensitive and almost like, I don't want to say carefree because you're not carefree. You're more like, but like, so just a reminder of bringing the right energy and being positive, no matter all the ups and downs in work and life, like to just always come back to yourself. And that's truly what matters is the energy you give off.
Yes, very big on energy.
Yes.
And if Simplending had a company mascot, what would it be? I feel like something pink.
Obviously something pink. I'm just trying to figure out. Maybe like, I don't know, a big pink bell is what I'm envisioning just because we have our pink bells on our desk. So a pink bell.
I know. I was trying to think of a pink animal. I don't know. I don't think any exists. Maybe. And last question. If you weren't in finance, what completely different career would you want?
I would probably be in some sort of like brand development marketing role. Because I truly think that if you're good at marketing and good at branding, you can be in any industry. And I want to say that's why I've carried it into the finance sector of like social media, marketing, things like that, because I think if you have those key traits, you could actually build a brand in any niche. So it would fall back to marketing for sure.
Nice. Thank you for letting me interview you. These have been a really past few months.
Yeah. We're going to miss you, friends.
Oh, I'm going to miss everyone. We miss the whole team, the company.
Tough University raised the good one. So good job to Tough University.
Mm-hmm.